My name is Rodrigo Malta. I am the Managing Director for MBA Recruitment and Admissions for the University of Texas at Austin McCombs School of Business. We are known as Texas McCombs, and we're here in Austin, Texas. I've been working in MBA admissions for the past 13, 14 years. And I'm fortunate enough to have a degree from the University of Texas. I got my MBA here, graduated class of 2007. So everything that we do here for recruiting admissions is very close to our hearts. The application volume, varies year by year, but generally speaking, we get between 2,000 to 3,000 applications a year for our 5 MBA programs that we offer. By volume, our full-time in-residence MBA program, which is a 2-year MBA program here in Austin, Texas, has the highest application volume. We see about anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 applications for that program specifically. And we launch every year in August with the application being open, and the admission cycle goes all the way through late spring for entry that following fall. Again, it's a 2-year MBA program that starts in the fall. So you go to school fall, spring, summer internship, fall, spring, graduation. Our admit rate ranges between 20% in some years. It might range all the way up to 35% in other years, really depending on what the applicant pool looks like. For us, the ideal class size for that full-time MBA program is about 260 students. And we look to have a very diverse set of students within the 260. So generally speaking, we like the class to be anywhere between 25 to 30% international, coming from a variety of industries, educational backgrounds, personal backgrounds as well. Your personal story matters a great deal for us. So the path that you have walked to take you here is really important for us to hear and make sure that you're the right fit with the MBA program here at Texas. There is an art to admissions, and assessing fit definitely falls within the more art piece of the work that we do in MBA admissions. For us, fit means somebody that is going to really embody the culture that we have at Texas McCombs. We have a very collaborative culture where individuals are highly motivated and want to achieve their goals, but they will not have a second thought in stopping what they're doing to help their fellow classmates or even people that they don't know. So making sure you demonstrate that collaboration through the application components is really important. So you can showcase, leadership and collaboration in your resume, in the admissions interview. Letters of recommendation become really important as well, because somebody speaking about you and what you have done in those areas is really important too. So fit for us really means somebody that is going to be a great addition to the community that we have here at Texas McCombs. And the community that we have here is leaders that really like to collaborate and are willing to help each other out. We accept applications in rounds. In any given year, we may have 3 application rounds. The latest 2 years, we've had 4. We're probably going to be moving towards 3 rounds again. But you apply within that round. After the application deadline, our team starts working in reading those applications. At the same time as your application is being read, we're also inviting those that go on to the next step to do their admissions interviews. At a certain point in the round, the admissions committee convenes, and it's made up of individuals in our MBA program office. So admissions team, our student affairs team, and also our career management team. And we start to meet to evaluate all of the applications that are submitted. When you apply to Texas McCombs, your application is going to be read at least by one individual that's going to be your application reader, and that application is going to be reviewed as the committee. So you're going to have at least a couple folks that will take a look at your application before a final decision is rendered one way or another. The admissions interview procedures vary school by school. For us, the admissions interview is by invitation only. So it is a positive sign if you are invited to an admissions interview. In any given year, probably half of the applicant pool gets interviewed. So it's definitely a positive step in the right direction. And the admissions interview, you can schedule it. Of course, right now they're all done virtually, but the individuals that are conducting the interview may be an admissions officer, an alum, or a current student. And both current students and alumni that help us with the admissions interview have been fully trained and are fully aware of what we're looking for. So you're not at a disadvantage by interviewing with an alum or a current student versus an admissions officer. Anytime you're applying for a job or for admission into a school, you're putting yourself in a really vulnerable spot. So recognizing that should already come with a lot of kudos from us to you to say thank you for putting kind of yourself out there, and we very much respect the materials that you submit. When you apply to Texas McCombs, there are 3 possible outcomes from the get-go. You are admitted, you're waitlisted, or denied. Waitlist is more or less that limbo spot where you can be really uncomfortable, and we recognize that. And for us, it is important to know as you are on the waitlist, if you are still interested in being admitted into Texas McCombs. So normally we will send out, a message whenever we start to review the waitlist and make sure that you're still interested so we can consider you for admission. But you can proactively let us know that as well. So you can submit materials, an email or a letter letting us know that you want to continue to be on the wait list periodically. If you're on the wait list, we welcome you to reach out to us and let us know that you're still interested in being admitted into Texas McCombs. We do want to know, for example, if you had a promotion or if you've retaken the exam and gotten a new test score. Those are important pieces of the application process that we want to have the latest information from you on. So you can reach out to us and let us know as well. We try to be as transparent as possible as we're reviewing the waitlist. We can't give you a definite date on which you can expect a final decision post waitlist, but we can let you know how the admission cycle is going, how the class is looking, and when we might start to look at the waitlist. So we try not to have a lot of waitlisted applicants as we go into the summer, just because we know that you apply to a lot of different schools and it is really important for you to know where you're going to make that decision. So for those applicants that we do keep through the summer, it is important for you to know and for them to know that we are seriously considering them for admission as well. So we would never waitlist somebody that we would not at some point in time consider for admission. Our assistant dean opens orientation, and one of her first pieces of advice is for you to look back at your admissions essays. Take a look at it and see, did I write that essay for myself or did I write it to the admissions committee? And it's important for you to be really truthful. At that point in time, you're already admitted, you're starting the program. And her ask is for you to take a look at the essay and really write that essay for yourself. And the question that we ask is, how are you going to use the 2 years that you're with us and make sure that you're going both personally and professionally. So knowing that from the get-go and building from that base is really, really important. So we absolutely leverage what we ask for in the admissions process, so that our students that they're coming in can use that as a foundation to be really successful in our program. For us, it is important to hear about why you want to be here specifically at Texas McCombs throughout the application components. So you should not definitely have hints of it in your essays. As you go through the interview process, you should for sure have done the research about not only what you want to get out of the program, but also how are you going to contribute to our culture, to our community as well. That give and take is really important. Oftentimes, we hear a lot of our applicants kind of doing the research on what they will take. For us, for you to be successful in taking advantage of the resources here, you also have to give, and that give may be sharing expertise that you have. That give may be being super vulnerable in making mistakes and trying something new so that you are achieving your goals and taking that through next step to your career. So for us, it's important to really hear why Texas McCombs throughout the application components. I will hone in on the admissions interview being probably the most important application component that you have, because that is really where the applicant comes alive, right? That is where you connect the dots. That is where you cross your T's and dot your I's, and really bring to life kind of who you are and why you want to be here. So it is strategically placed at the end of the admissions process because we want that to be the culmination of what you share with us through the application process. The evaluation criteria is the same no matter who is applying. And we're looking for the same type of people no matter where they were born. With that being said, as being, I'm originally from Brazil, so I'm an immigrant to the US. I'm now an American citizen, but I was born and raised in Brazil. I'm kind of a tripod of things, right? So I'm gay, I am an immigrant, and I am now a US citizen as well. And in the US, I'm Latino, right? So there's a lot of things that make up who I am. And we have purposefully built the application process to allow all of the pieces that make you who you are shine through. So if place and where you're from is really important to you, as it is for me being from Brazil, you want to make sure that that shines through the application process. If you're part of a particular community, like the LGBTQ community, and you're really involved in all things that make up that community, you want to bring that forward in the application process. If you're an immigrant, and that is really part of your identity, something that you want to bring forward, by all means, bring that forward in the application. And we give you space and flexibility to weave your story and who you are through the application process. So for us, the evaluation criteria is the same, but we give you a lot of space to present who you truly are. Our international students are an integral part of the community that we have. And we fully understand that population, specifically those outside the US, are even in additional stress in already situation that is stressful in its own. So for us, what we promise our international students is a lot of transparency. So we'll over-communicate with you probably on what we know, but also let you know what we don't know. And be really clear with timelines and flexibility of those timelines. And our promise to you is to be as flexible as possible within timelines or deadlines that are outside of our control. So where that kind of comes alive or manifests itself is for last year and this current year, we are being extremely flexible with deferrals. So if you've been admitted to Texas McCombs, we're making it really easy for you to defer up to a certain deadline over the summer, so that you have the most amount of time possible to see what the visa situation is in your particular country. And if it's not going to work out, you can defer and kind of come back to start the next fall, the next year. So we also opened this year the exception for a few of our international students that deferred last year that might not be able to come this year to defer for a second time. And that for us is something that we have never really done. But we are very much recognizing that there is a lot of uncertainty out there, and there are things that are completely outside of your control. And we work with you to make sure we're as flexible as possible to eventually get you here. So we have this unique hand sign, which is like this. It's the Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns are our mascot. And whenever you flash the horns, we usually say hook 'em. And it's basically, hook 'em is kind of bringing you here to our community, and making sure that you're aware of the opportunity that's here, and that's a community that you can be a part of as well. So it's almost like hook 'em and kind of come along with us on this amazing ride. It would be our honor to receive your application, and we would love for you to learn more about the opportunities that are here. And hopefully you will like what you see. You will join us, and we can flash the hook 'em sign together this upcoming fall, or maybe in the future fall. So come and join us.